Hello everyone, welcome back to the second session for your class today. And in this second session, we are going to study the writing break 3, which focus on another new topic, which is about the conjunctions. So in this video, we are going to answer the question, what is conjunction? And we will learn the word clause and type of clause. Last but not least, we will learn the type of conjunctions. What are these and how to use them? So let's look at the first question that we show on the content there. So what is conjunction? So the definition of conjunction refer to words that link other words, phrases, or clauses together. Conjunctions allow you to form complex, elegant sentences and avoid the choppiness of multiple short sentences. So these answer the question, what is conjunction and the purpose of the conjunction. So if you look at this definition, conjunctions are words and we use those words to link another words, phrases, or clauses together. Doing so will allow you to avoid the choppiness of multiple short sentences. Instead of saying short sentences many times, you can combine those short sentences into one complex and elegant sentences by using conjunction. So to understand the word conjunction better, let's look at the example that provided in the unit 6 of your writing Bright 3 books. So here the word in yellow are conjunctions. So let's read all of these examples to see how conjunction is used in these sentences. Grandma in bed. Grandma had a bad cold yesterday. She was very sick and everybody was worried. Father called a doctor and mother made her some soup. It was her favorite soup, but she only ate a little. Jim told her funny stories to make her feel better. She was too weak to laugh, but she smiled for Jim. Blondie was sad because she couldn't sit on Grandma's lap. Ben was sad because everybody looked sad and unhappy. Grandma couldn't water the flower, so Sue and I did that for her. Grandma couldn't feed Ben or Blondie, so Jim did that for her. As you notice the use of the conjunction, most of these conjunction here are in the middle of the sentences. Why? Because they link the sentences together. If you look here, Jim was very sick. This is one sentence. Everybody was worried. This is another sentence. However, instead of writing this into two separate sentences, the conjunction link these two sentences, or we call clause, together into only one sentence. If you look at another sentence, father called a doctor. We have the first sentence, father called a doctor. Father called a doctor. Mother make her some soup, which is two different sentences. But with the word and, which function as conjunction here, it links these two sentences together into one sentence, right? So these are the function of conjunction. It links word, phrases, or clauses together. So to understand better about the function of the conjunction, we need to understand the word clause. So what is clause? So clause is a group of words that function as one part of speech and that include a subject and a verb. Again, clause refer to a group of words. Again, we focus on the subject and a verb. In a sentence, if there's a subject and a verb, it is called a clause, but it functions as one part of speech. The subject and the verb function as one part of speech. So let's look at the example. A clause functioning as an adjective. So here, my friend who has autism is brilliant at quizzes. If you look at here, the word in yellow, the phrase in yellow are the clause, because we have the subject and we have the verb, and these clause function as an adjective. Who has autism refer to my friend. Number 2, a clause functioning as a noun. I cannot remember what happened last night. So we have what function as the subject and happens function as the verb. All this sentence here function as a noun. So we call it noun clause. I cannot remember. So remember what happened last night. Number 3, a clause functioning as an adverb. So he put on weight when he stopped running. So we have the subject and the verb. And here the whole sentence here, it functions as an adverb, which is an adverb clause. So again, clause refer to a group of words that has a subject and verb. So how many types of clause are there? Actually, we talk about 2 different types of clause. We have independent clause and another type of clause is dependent clause. So first, let's look at the independent clause. So an independent clause can stand alone as a sentence. So if you look here, the secret of life is honesty. So this is an independent clause because it is also a sentence. It doesn't need another part of the sentence to make it clear because it expresses a complete thought. It has full meaning as its own. It can stand alone. That is why we call it independent clause. However, if you look at another part of the sentence here, if you can fake that, you have got it made. So here, you have got it made is an independent clause. Without the first part of the sentence, it's clear, you can understand it. It could be a sentence already, you've got it made. It has full meanings. But if you look at the dependent clause, if you fake that, it makes no sense if you omit the independent clause. So that is why independent clause here, independent clause refer to a group of words that has subject and verb, but it cannot stand alone on itself. It cannot express a complete meaning. It needs an independent clause. So let's move on to the conjunctions. When we talk about conjunctions, there are 3 main types of conjunction. We talk about coordinating conjunctions, subordinating conjunctions, and correlative conjunction. But these third type of conjunction we are not going to talk about in this video. We focus on these 2 types of conjunctions only. So coordinating conjunction, which is called fanboy, the initial of it, we have the word for, and, neither, but, or, yes, and so. So these are the coordinating conjunction, and we will talk about this in detail later. Another type of conjunction is subordinating conjunctions. We have the word after, although, unless, because, in order, since, if, and that. So these are the important type of conjunction. So let's look at the differences between these 2 major type of conjunctions. Let's start with the coordinating conjunction. So coordinating conjunction, remember, used to link sentences together. But we have talked about clause already. So coordinating conjunction is used to link 2 independent clause together. Okay, only the independent clause that coordinating conjunction can link together. So let's look at some of the example here. I was cooking. It is one clause and it is independent clause. So I say ID, which is independent clause, and my sister was helping me is also an independent clause. So it makes sense. But if you write it in two different sentences, but without making a lot of short sentences, we can use conjunctions, which is the coordinating conjunction, to link these two independent clauses together. Another example, there was a thunderstorm, so we didn't go out. All right, we didn't go out. Yeah, it is an independent clause. It can stand alone on itself. And there was a thunderstorm is also an independent clause. So look at this example. The conjunction, which is coordinating conjunction, links two independent clauses together. So here are the meaning of the then voice, which is coordinating conjunction. We have the word for. So for means because. Look at the example. I told her to leave, for I was very tired. Generally, it's rarely used in this type of form, but to understand the meaning here, for means because. The word and means in addition to. I like football and I like hockey. No, which means and not. I have neither done the dishes nor the laundry, which means these two actions have not yet done. But, which means however, she's 85 but she still goes swimming every day, which means it contrasts two different ideas here. She's 85, which means she is 85 years old. She is very old. But she still goes swimming every day. Or the word or, which is either. I will eat either a hamburger or a hot dog. You have two choices here, a hamburger or a hot dog. You can choose which one. Yet means but or however. The weather was cold, yet bright and sunny. It's contrast with the first sentence here. The word so means therefore or as a reason or a result. It was still painful, so I went to see a doctor. So as a result, I went to see a doctor. So these are the usage of these fan voice, which are the coordinating conjunction. Now let's look at the other type of conjunction, which is subordinating conjunction. Again, we talk about coordinating conjunction that link two independent clauses together. However, the subordinating conjunction join two clauses together, in which one sentence is dependent on the other ones, which means one sentence is an independent clause and another is a dependent clause. So let's look at some of the example here that use subordinating conjunction. So the word in blue here are the subordinating conjunction. So I took my umbrella because it was raining outside. So I took my umbrella, which is the independent clause. And because it was raining outside, it is the dependent clause. If you imagine this, because it was raining outside, just only this part of the sentence, does it make sense? No, because it needs another part of the sentence to make it complete meaning. Another example, I didn't take my umbrella. So this one is an independent clause. It has a full meaning here. Although it was raining outside. So although it was raining outside is an dependent clause. It cannot stand alone on itself. It makes no sense. Although it was raining outside, it makes no sense. All right? You need another part of the sentence to make it complete meanings. So notice the use of the subordinating conjunction. It can be in the middle of the sentence, and it also be able to stay in front of the sentence, but with the comma here. So when you put the subordinating conjunction, we have the word because, all those. In front of the sentence, you need to put the comma at the end of the part of this dependent clause. So here are more subordinating conjunction. We have the conjunction used for comparisons, used for time, used for concessions, used for relative pronoun, or used to talk about the reason or conditions. So we have the word then, rather than, whether, as much as, whereas. For the time, we use after, as soon as. So these are the word or the conjunction which known as subordinating conjunction that link one independent clause with another dependent clause depending on the use of it. All right, so everyone, after you learn the different type of clause, which is dependent clause and independent clause, and learn the conjunction, the use of the conjunctions and the different type of conjunctions, now it's time to say goodbye. As you already know, you will have a whole week's holiday. So during your holiday, if you have trips to somewhere with your families, or you might go to visit your relatives, remember to protect yourself, keep yourself safe, and try to practice the hygiene, which is wash your hand and never touch your nose or your mouth or your face with your hands to avoid the spread of COVID-19. And everyone, seems like we have learned a lot and we have talked a lot about the lessons, and I wish you have a great holiday. And if you have any trip somewhere, please be safe on the way. So everyone, enjoy your holiday, and we will see each other again on the 24th of this August. So everyone, goodbye and enjoy your holidays.